Good morning. This is Mary Kay with Country Music Matters, and we welcome Wade Hayes on the eve of the release of his new CD, Old Country Songs.
Yes.
Good morning, Wade.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Couldn't be better.
You got a busy CMA Fest going on
It
this
has
year.
been busy so far. We're down here talking to some of our favorite media folks, that being you.
Oh, well, you're so sweet.
And I'm going to perform here a little bit and then sign some autographs and sign some more autographs and then perform again later on. So it's a busy day.
So how excited are you about this new album?
Well, I'm pretty darn excited about it. The last album, Go Live Your Life, was kind of written around that song, Go Live Your Life, and it was mostly all songs I had written. And this one, I went outside and went to my buddies and found songs that I liked, and I did a couple of old covers that I really loved. And I've only got 4 on here that I either wrote or co-wrote. So.
Now, what was the difference in, you mentioned this yesterday at an event, the difference in doing your own songs, putting your own album out as opposed to other people's?
Well, I think last album was really just a chapter of my life, and there were a couple of songs that were pretty heavy, that involved what I had just been through with the battling cancer and then coming out the other side of it. And this time I really just focused on finding good, fun music, lighter music, and stuff that everybody can relate to.
And when you have songs like artists, the singer-songwriters, they hang on to songs like in their back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know when it's time to bring those out and put them on an album?
That is a question that I really don't have an answer to. It's just, to be honest with you, the last record, I just went through my notebooks and found songs that I had totally forgotten about. And, the same thing this time. One of my favorite tracks on this record is called Can't Get Close Enough to You, and that's a song I wrote years ago and had totally forgotten about, and the lady that runs my fan club reminded me of it. It's an obscure song I did one time at a writer's night, probably 10 years ago, or less, probably 8 years ago. And she asked me about it, and I went through my notebooks and found it and tweaked a couple of lines, and it really turned out good. And it's one of my favorite songs on there, so. Who knows the timing on them? It's just I forget about them and then they resurface somehow. So.
Yeah, something comes up or something. Now, you work well with Dave McAfee.
Yes.
He worked with you on your last album, correct?
Yes. Dave McAfee was my drummer for years and years, and he's been with Toby Keith now for many years. And we've remained friends and still do a lot. When he's not out playing with Toby, he comes and plays music with me, and he's just a wonderful man, been a good friend, and he's really well connected, really well respected in town, and we always get A-list guys to play on the record, and Dave's a big part of that. He gets everybody together.
Now, in your conjuncture, in this long-standing career you've had, are there still things that you learn, even after all these years?
Absolutely. I'm still trying to learn how to play guitar in the studio. I've been doing it for 20 years, but it's just, there are certain things that have eluded me for 20 years. If you don't do it every day, you just don't know them. I typically, play a lot live, and I get one chance every couple of years to play in the studio, play guitar. And I'm still learning that. I'm still learning how my voice reacts to different microphones. There's just so much involved, and it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving learning experience.
What has been some of the most interesting aspects and things of your career?
Well, I have to say, I was thinking about this yesterday, and it really, really was heavy on my mind. It's funny that you would mention that. Is being from a very small town in Oklahoma that nobody's ever heard of, a population of 2,000 people still, to be a country boy and come from that. And I have gotten to travel the world with that old guitar that I learned how to play when I was a kid. And that is the most interesting thing of all. All of the things I've gotten to do, all of my heroes that I've gotten to meet because I learned how to play that guitar, and loved music so much that it's been a blessing. I'm very thankful.
What what I and many others respect about you is you're able to remain who you are in your music. How tough has that been?
Well, it's not tough at all for me because I will tell you this in all honesty. I'm not smart enough to do anything else. I'm not talented enough to do anything else. I love country music and what I have a certain way of thinking and writing, and I just honestly I'm not good enough to go out of my comfort zone. Which on this record, I lied to you. Just I stepped out of my comfort zone just a little bit and did a Chris Stapleton song, which that guy is a singer, and he is amazing. I wish I could sing half as good as he does, but and so I got to stretch out a little bit vocally, but remaining true to myself has been very easy because in all honesty, I'm not smart enough to do anything else.
Do you feel there's been quite an uprise, quite a shift for the female artists that are coming?
I don't know. To be honest with you, there are a couple that I really admire their songwriting ability. That's what I look for. There are a lot of people can sing. I hear people at church that can sing circles around people I hear on the radio. That's just a fact. But if you can write a song, that's the reason I've always, and this may come as a surprise to you, but I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift. That young lady is amazing. And Miranda, Casey Musgraves, I think, I admire that writing ability. And I think that's where it's at for the young ladies that are coming up. And that's what was told to me when I was first starting is write your songs, learn how to write. And that has been why I've gotten to do this for so long, because I'm an average singer at best. And well, it's true, and I'm okay with that. But I have a deep, deep love for music, and if you can write a good song, that's really saying something.
Now you're aware of how the songwriters now are getting like a raw deal on a lot of this stuff. What is your take on that?
Well, the industry has changed immensely with all of the file sharing, and it's so readily available on YouTube. There's no way to keep up with it. So the publishing deals that used to be available are no longer available, and now you almost have to pay somebody. In fact, you do. The publishing deals aren't there. You have to pay somebody to pitch your material. Used to, they would pay you to write songs, and they would pitch your material, do your demos for free, and you still got a living salary. Those days are long gone, So it's this new age that we live in, and it's so readily available on the internet. There's no way to keep up with it, and I don't have an answer.
Tell us a little bit about your country hits back concerts that you've had.
Yes, I appreciate you asking about that. The Country Hits Back concert is something that I came up with because, the word is used a lot, miracle. It's thrown around, but you're looking at a true miracle. I was not supposed to survive stage 4 colon cancer. Most people don't. I had it bad. And I went through it twice, all the surgeries, all the chemotherapy, and I've been cancer-free for almost 4 years now. And that's a 12% chance of that happening, period. So I feel so indebted to the people that worked on my case. They actually didn't want to even work on my case. They just wanted to help me survive comfortably as long as I could. But there was a man named Dr. Jordan Berlin who fought for me. He went in and said, I think we can do this. I think we can do this. Let's try it. And he convinced them to do the surgery. So I feel indebted to that man. And I want to help him find a different way to battle cancer, to help people not have to go through what I went through. So they have a research team there at Vanderbilt that is severely underfunded, and I'm a part of this team. And so one of my jobs is I did this on my own to try and help them find money. So the last 2 years gotten friends of mine. The first year was Miranda Lambert, who I mentioned, Kix Brooks, Steve Warner, and I. And we did a concert to raise money for cancer research. And this last year was Randy Owen of the supergroup Alabama, which is an amazing man and a good friend, and Tracy Lawrence, who is another old friend of mine. And we're looking forward to continuing the tradition. Next year, I'm not going to tell you who we're targeting, but it should be one of our biggest ones.
So what's on the agenda for the rest of the year?
I am looking forward to one of my bucket list items is another artist recording a song that I've written, somebody that's current on the radio. So I'm really attacking that. Touring all over the United States. I'm getting ready to leave for the Northwest here in a couple of days. Promoting this new album that's out and hopefully getting it out there and people enjoy it. I'm excited about it. There are a few songs on there I really, really like.
Now, where can fans and anybody find this album?
It should be up on iTunes in a couple of days or wadehayes.com. You can go to my Facebook fan page, order it there. We have all kinds of stuff for sale. So Google Wade Hayes and you'll find it somehow.
Wade, we thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
It is
Enjoy the
always
rest of CMA Fest.
Well, I appreciate you always being so kind to me. I
Well,
sincerely appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thanks,
All right,
Wade.
Thank you.